1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump.
I'm Robert Enright. Coming up on Heartland, Winnipeg's High Folk Ensemble, 36 years strong and rehearsing for its most ambitious performance.
That we are people who are passionately engaged in Israeli culture.
Go, 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 hey!
The High Folk Ensemble, that's coming up on Heartland.
There's a lot of frenzied activity these days for the High Folk Ensemble as it gears up for its annual performance at the Centennial Concert Hall. This year, that concert is on March 14th. And as Robert Enright found, there are a couple of very ambitious twists to this year's production, including a visiting dance master who came a long way to help make this happen.
1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. Go.
With a few days left to go, Shy Gottesman likes what he sees.
Good.
And the feeling is mutual. The High Folk Ensemble was thrilled to have the professional choreographer fly here from Israel to design a series of dances for their upcoming annual concert.
Everybody who comes here from this jump goes, continue, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop here.
Although they are amateurs, you can work professionally with amateur dancers, especially when they are young, and try to teach them using their instrument, which is their body. Because what's so special about high dancers is that they are so enthusiastic and so, in a way, professional on stage by the way they smile or project. But their bodies has to get into the same level.
That enthusiasm has been a trademark of the ensemble ever since its birth in 1964, when High was only a handful of dancers under the wing of its dedicated founder, the late Sarah Summer. Casey Chiswick, the group's general director, says that over the years they've had to learn pretty much on their own.
I mean, the very nearest center of any kind of Jewish cultural activity was in Toronto at the time, and even then there was nothing even remotely as developed as we have here now or had here then. And so we did our own thing. We did what we thought Jewish and Israeli culture was all about. Now that we've had a little bit more global exposure, we realized some of what we were doing was a little bit naive, but you know something? We didn't do all that bad a job.
Over the years, High has grown in stature and size as well, to include its own singers and musicians.
1, 2, 3.
On this night, they're rehearsing for the upcoming annual concert, and Chiswick is among them. This is the kind of energy that sparked Chiswick's own interest as a young boy. He first saw the group perform at Folklorama.
I would sneak around a back way and sort of stand in a doorway and watch High, and this was a dream of a lifetime for me to finally become a singer, which I auditioned for and was accepted to when I was 14. That was a number of years ago now.
It's a lot of fun. Just the feeling of being on stage, it's amazing.
And it's definitely a commitment. It's something that we, those of us who've been around for this length of time, we consider ourselves lifers. So that when you feel this passionate about something, you can't imagine leaving it.
It's really a message of life, and it's a message of exuberance and youth and culture. It's not a missionary cause, and we're not out to convert anybody to any particular religion or faith or anything remotely of that sort. What we're here to do is to communicate to whoever happens to cross our paths that we are people who are passionately engaged in Israeli culture, and we just celebrate the beauty of the Jewish and Israeli life that we know.
Part of that celebration centers on these people, members of Finjan, the famous klezmer band, which also has its roots in Eastern European Jewish culture. Strangely enough, it's the first time the two groups have ever collaborated in a production.
It became such a natural thing that really you have to sort of smack yourself in the forehead and wonder, why didn't we think of this before? They used to rehearse in the basement of one of their members' houses next to where I grew up, next door to where I grew up, and I was a little kid sitting in the basement watching these people with my jaw gaping and just hoping that someday I would be able to be a part of it. So for me, it's a real dream to have Finjan on the stage with the company that I direct.
The company he directs is about to lose Chiswick. After 11 years with High, from a singer to its leader, he's decided to call it quits.
You sort of develop a sense after a number of years that the time has come. But I haven't lost the passion, and I haven't lost the sense of importance of what we're doing. And so consequently, it'll be difficult for me to leave. I always sort of envisioned the year 2000 being the time that the concert ended, and I walked off the stage and kept walking. And I guess that's what I'm going to do this year.
But for the moment, his energy and the attention of the whole High Folk Ensemble is centered on the concert less than 2 weeks away.
This is a tribute to the Jewish community of Winnipeg. This is our gift back to the people who have nurtured us and given us life over this many years. I can tell you this, it's going to be magical. It's going to be an explosion of energy and life.
Looks great. And next week on Heartland, the second half of this story, Robert Enright will focus on Finjan, the klezmer group from Winnipeg. They're appearing, as he mentioned, as High's guests at that March 14th performance at the concert hall. So again, that's on Heartland next week.